I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. 'Tis I, Mike Martins, the voice of the Commonwealth, connecting the dots across the Commonwealth for a decade plus now. Tomorrow's news today. And man, do I have a story and a half for you today, and very limited on what we could say here. So if you want to get into more deep discussion and more deep and listening to call-ins from all over the world describing what is happening, don't forget to join us on Mike in the Night, 7 p.m. Saturdays on Odyssey. We are live every Saturday. Don't forget to join us on here. There is the last Mike in the Night right there. Very good show, well put together. A lot of good callers. We had callers in from. We had a caller in from India, a caller in from Australia, a caller in from the Philippines, a caller in from Canada, a couple from Canada, a couple from the United States. Man, it was an incredible show. Links below if you want to watch the replay on Odyssey, and if you have Odyssey troubles working in your neck of the woods, we also have Rumble replays on Rumble. So if you miss Mike of the Night on Odyssey Live, you could always pick it up on Rumble. All right, folks, what is happening? Well, here it is. India bank lets banks use face recognition iris scan for some transaction sources. Now, if you guys remember a few months back during the Fixed World Cup and the whole staging of the whole World Cup, we were discussing how they had barometric readings or barometric scans on people that bought tickets, and they were using it at the stadiums. So they were using this barometric technology, trying to kind of lay out the groundwork for it and kind of evolve it in a big capacity like a World Cup. So there it is. I have, okay, and I want to confirm this. I have spoke to someone that does work for one of the big banks in India and did confirm this with me. And they are basically trying to do this for tax evasion purposes, in his words. It's for people that don't pay taxes. And let's go. Let's get to this and see what's going on. So India lets banks use face recognition iris scan for some transactions, said sources. So this is from New Delhi. The Indian government is allowing banks to verify individual transactions that exceed a certain annual limit. So pay attention to this. Annual limit using facial recognition, an annual limit. So when you exceed a certain annual limit, you'll be using facial recognition and an iris scan in some cases, in a bid to reduce fraud and tax evasion, three sources told Reuters. A few large private and public banks have begun using the option, said one of the sources, a banker who declined to name the banks. Yeah, and I'm not going to name them either. The advisory allowing the verification is not public and has not previously been reported. The verification is not mandatory and is intended for cases where another government identification card used for tax purposes, the permanent account number PAN card, is now shared with banks. So it goes against this, and then this is latest updates there, and then the government has said it is targeting parliamentary approval of the new privacy law by early 2023. So the new measures can be used to verify identities of individuals making deposits and withdrawals exceeding 2 million rupees, that's 24,000, in a financial year. So if you withdraw more than 24 large in 1 year, they're going to target you. Where here identity card is shared as proof of identity, said to government officials who asked not to be named because the information is not public. So there's a lot of things that are brewing down in Italy, and we talked about this during the whole World Cup thing where they're using facial, and these are all staging. World Cup is fixed. We already know this. It's all staged and it was all built up. The heroes, and yeah, and that's just what the World Cup has been. I don't know if anyone's paid attention, but there's been a lot of rigging and a lot of fixing to get the outcomes they want, to sell more tickets and to get more people in the stands, right? If you haven't gotten that by now, I don't know what to say. Anyways, anything at a high level or a international level is always rigged. It's never real. To dissuade the audiences or to blind the audiences or look over here while we do this over here. Yeah, it's happening everywhere. And here it is, guys. Reclaim the Net is reporting India to let banks use biometrics to confirm transactions. And the Indian government is allowing banks to verify individual transactions for those that exceed 2 million rupees. So we're getting it here too, reported too. And We got this from the other day. Biometric authentication can help merchants reduce fraud, but it's not foolproof. So they're trying to let people know that it's good and it's good of this, but, we're still working out the bugs. So if somebody ends up cleaning out your life savings or something happens, well, it's not foolproof. We told you that, right? So they want to kind of put a little bit of, a little bit of accountability in there so that people are not 100%, they're not 100% covered because we told you, right? So there it is. Facial biometrics bolstered by other advanced ID technology may help merchants fight fraud with fewer recognition errors. The fraud continues to rise in 2023. Merchants spend billions combating scams. Let's open this up here, the article scan. Fraud. Merchants have been billions hack and in-store schemes every year, and these things expect to get worse. In a conversations with payments, Trish, head of operations of financial technologies, predicted businesses will lose over $38 billion in fraud by 2027. This represents 20% increase over 2022's already astronomical numbers. So why is this happening? Why is the grocery stores, makeup stores, clothing stores, why are all these corporations, all these companies getting robbed? Why are consumers robbing them? Because consumers have no more money. Middle class is getting completely, totally wiped out. We talked about the destruction of the middle class on this channel for 10 plus years. This is a broken record, and they are disenfranchising the middle class and making housing severely unaffordable and giving away cheap money for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years that didn't make things any better, and artificially increase the price of assets and decrease the price of money in your or value or buying power in your bank account. All right, so here it is. Selfie ID, consumers and the use of facial biometrics to secure digital commerce. Selfies are more than just Instagram. 76% of millennials are very satisfied with using their phones to take pictures of their faces for authentication purposes. The Selfie ID, consumers, and the use of facial biometrics to secure digital commerce. Payment surveys 2,580 consumers to learn how businesses can keep a selfie method to boost trust and convenience among customers. Wow. So inside the June report, let's take a look at this and scan that into article scan there. 55% share the consumers who would be very or extremely willing to spend more time verifying their non-bank accounts to ensure security when opening new accounts. 37% portion of consumers that would be very or extremely willing to verify their identities with selfies, if doing so enhance their data security. And 59% share the satisfied selfie method, users who cite ease of use at the top of the satisfaction driver. It's always ease of use at the top of the satisfaction driver. This is from Payments, PYMNTS. So if you guys want to check them out. And they have another one here, Pop ID and Toshiba partner on financial recognition point of sale systems. So with the new collaboration, Pop ID's biometric solution, Pop Pay, will be integrated into Toshiba Global Commerce Solutions Elera Commerce platform, enabling the use of artificial intelligence AI-based facial recognition software that authenticates consumers' identities so they can pay and get loyalty rewards, the company said on Friday. So there it is right there. They're using AI on everything, and people don't understand how dangerous it can be if it falls into the wrong hands. Just like everything else, the internet fell into our hands, and it actually worked out because it basically debunked a lot of the crap they've been trying to sell us for the last, 100 years or 200 years? How far back do you want to go? Anyways, guys, what have we been preaching on this channel all these years? Let's take a look and see what we've been talking about. So we did a Mike in the Night here on YouTube. I'm surprised it hasn't been taken down. The Digital Soul, We Want Your Soul, The Dangers of Transhumanism 1 year ago. Mike in the Night, Digital Soul, Non-Player Contact Character NPCs Taking Over the World a year ago. Digital Currency Race to Enslave Humanity and Control What We Spend Our Money On. Crucial for banks to consider digital currencies to track our spending habits. Bank of Canada lays groundwork for digital. So this is going back a couple of years. Some of them go back quite a few years ago, and I invite you guys to check out the channel and search across our channel like this and type in a word and find what you're looking for. Anyways, guys, don't forget to join us and be part of the channel on other platforms where we could be allowed to speak freely. Thanks for joining. Take care, and if you can't take care, please be safe. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.